Hey, Govax here. So, welcome to Market Monday. A lot of things to go through. Team of the week got revealed. Well, the big cards, the important cards, the minor cards, the plus ones will be revealed tomorrow morning. So, maybe a Herbert will get like a plus one. Maybe some other cards that you, maybe like the Slays. I don't know. They might get like 88s, right? But the big cards right here, Will Fuller. Now, this is a flashback card. You're like, what's Will Fuller been doing lately? Because you look at his stats, like, okay, a couple things in Miami. But anyways, you got it for a flashback. Houston and Miami theme teams just got probably the best receiver in the game with that speed, 93 speed, one more than Jerry. I do believe Jerry is 92 power up to 93. So 93 power up to 94 plus 2 for your chemistry or your strat items, and then another 1 or 2 depending on your theme teams. If you have a Texans, I know Colombian boys got a Texans or a Dolphins fan. I don't know. The Hope. Oh, Josh. Josh, you got a Dolphins theme team for sure. So a couple people getting an absolute freaking monster, right? 94 speed. The issue is right there. EA knows which ones to make the limited, and this one's going to be very sought after due to that raw speed number. Plus 94 deep route running, 90 medium, hitting both of those thresholds right there. Obviously, the catch in traffic is not the highest, so he's not going to do any favors by holding the ball out of the ball in traffic, unless of course you have like a, I don't know, a short in, mid in, and you catch it into that territory, then he'll just snag it and hold on to it, like me holding on to a thumbs up as I'm lowering into lava. That is totally an original thought, not stolen from Terminator 2. But let's go on to the other ones. We have Mr. Miles Austin. I prefer kilometers. Houston. Okay? '91 speed route running archetype, whereas this is a deep threat archetype. Route runner is by far the better archetype, but you are giving up 2 speed for like I guess the extra route tech and stuff. Thankfully, none of these are Raiders theme teamers, so they're not making them stronger. 89 catching traffic. The route runnings, it's tough. You can't get to the 90 deep route running. I don't love it, but he is more of a slot guy. So Miles Austin, a legend card coming back into the game, very cool. I know Dallas fans are fans of it. What other teams were Austin on? Give me a second. Let me take a look at Miles Austin's theme team. Miles Austin played for about 9 years there. He played for Dallas, Cleveland, and Philly. Philadelphia theme team. They got their Vic over the weekend. Now they're getting another person for it. All right, next up on the list, KGB. I don't even know if I want to try and pronounce it. Kabir Baja Biamia. Mila? There it is. Nailed it. Hell yeah. Call me a carpenter because I nailed that. 88 speed defensive end. You can actually throw him at like defensive tackle too. One faster than the current fastest right end, left end, which would be the Sweat. Right? Not only do we face Sweats in online head-to-head, we also face Sweats in online head-to-head with the Sweat card. But 92 finesse, 90 block shed on him too. So overall, a very solid card. I do believe he is light. I wonder if I like IRL, he only has one move, right? I wonder if that's true or not, but he did tear it up for a year. I do believe, obviously, Green Bay, and then who is the other one? Let's see what else. What other teams was he on? No, he was Green Bay his whole career. I thought he may have gotten another one there at the end, but I guess at 31. He hit the hay. But yeah, 13, 12, 10, 13 sacks there in the early 2000s for the Packers. Had some interceptions, touchdowns, but overall pretty solid card there and IRL. So sweet. Welcome to Mutt. Was he in the game last year? I don't remember last time he was in the game. He might be a new one. That'd be kind of neat, right? Is that 2 new ones? That's really cool. Team of the Week's doing a really good job on Legends. And then the current day card, Bayard. Bayard got 10 tackles, interception, a fumble recovery, touchdown. And that's your guy, okay? A confusing choice. I don't think this is a good card at all. I'm actually going to skip this. There's no reason to get gameplay of him. I'm not going to put it on the second YouTube channel where GutFox2 uploads all of my gameplay there. Totally steals everything that I work hard to do on Twitch and gets his own glory on GutFox2. But anyways, I mean, he's got nothing over Sean. He's got no hit power. Speed is very meh. I don't know. Bayard's definitely worth skipping unless you're a theme teamer right there for you. All right. let's go on to the meat and potatoes, the Franks and beans, the real deal Ally McBeal that I want to talk about. Most Feared is on its way, okay? Now, we don't know what the program's going to look like. We don't know what it's going to contain. We do have a pretty good idea, though, right? Because MUT programs from year to year, they're not exactly the same, but they oftentimes rhyme, right? It's like history. It doesn't repeat itself, but it does often rhyme. So let's look back to MUT 21 Most Feared promo. It released on a Saturday? I don't remember when it was. Friday, probably. Most likely, they release normally Fridays. But anyways, here are the cards. We got a Mac 92, a Palomalu 92, Russell Wilson 92, Levante David. Then we got some like 90 overalls and some lower overalls here. But basically, what I'm trying to say is 92s are a little bit low overall because right now, if those are like the top cards, they ain't the top cards because we're getting these legends at like 93 now. And so when we get these cards at 93, I think the Most Feared legends should at least be that overall or higher to match the kind of limited time legends. Although I don't know if EA counts limited times because basically they're the same as power-ups. So that might be a little bit of a misnomer. They could come out at 92 and power up to 93, but I really hope they come out at least at a 93 that you can power up to a 94 for whatever legends. Now, if you do recall, we have seen a little bit of a teaser. If you look at, ooh, this is kind of nice. Someone did some card art. TJ Watt. Shout out to Evil Putty Tat here for the TJ Watt Most Feared 95 overall. That would be awesome. That's cool card art. Nice work, bud. But there's an update coming tomorrow, of course, but it's gonna be a franchise update. I don't know if there's gonna be gameplay changes in it. But there was, once I scroll down here, people sent me. I'm not gonna look at that one. I've already seen that one. El Hombre. It was a picture, a cutout. Here it is of Ed Reed under the Most Feared, right? So we know Most Feared's coming. Ed Reed is here. I would be very disappointed if they bring another Ed Reed card upgrade already. If he is the top one, I hope he's a 94 upgrade to 95. Because if they go from like 90 to 91 up to 94, that's kind of bad. They've done it before with Tony Gonzalez, who got like a launch day limited and then got a Most Feared card too. So it's not out of character for them to do it. I'd just be disappointed if it is Most Feared Ed Reed instead of, say, somebody new like Palomalu was last year. Now, obviously, Palomalu was great because it was his first year back in the game. I did not think they'd get Palomalu back based off his like thoughts on the NFL, but that was super cool. I hope they bring Troy Palomalu back again. And like we can speculate all day on who's gonna get a card, but generally like it's pretty useless, right? There was like cauldrons, there were sets, there were solos, there were a few different type of solos. There was alternate currency, as you see up here. It was treats as the currency. Last year we had trophies. Oh, I missed trophies. But there, like I said, challenges. There's a lot of different, funny things to do. Castle Jakenstein challenges, rewards for that. So it was a pretty like in-depth, complicated promo. To get here's your stars out of solos to get for the stuff, but you guys know all about that. There's also a house rules last year. I don't know if there'll be a house rules since we're just getting house rules now. They might not go back-to-back house rules. The store items, so there was a reroll, right? And I want to talk about the market implications of a reroll. Most Feared, so there was treats, right? Reroll for a 79 to 83 or an 85 plus Most Feared. Now, what does that do to the market? Which is a very good question for Market Monday. Rerolls generally, right? And let me back it up a little bit. In years past, MUT 15, 16, and before, when a promo came out, it basically like brought out a bunch of new cards, and those cards would be better than the old cards, because why would you get the new cards if they weren't better than the old cards? And then people would sell the old cards to acquire the new cards. So like the old cards would crash in value. Now what EA has been able to do lately with the store and the training packs in the store specifically, and we didn't see this with our last promo, but we will probably see it with Most Feared, is they bring these training rolls into it, which is basically a demand for old cards. So when the old cards are demanded, people buy the old cards, or they quick sell the old cards they have in their binder instead of selling them, and then they roll for the new cards. So what it does, it essentially stabilizes the market, which, as you've seen recently, the market has crashed dramatically. Like these things were, if you look at last week, like high 20s, 30s-ish. So it's now we're down to 21. And over the weekend, you can find this even lower when Vic Straight came out. On Friday, they went down quite a bit because Pac-Ons got boosted for the All-Pro packs. So overall, the market's down a bit. So I would not be necessarily like, I got the question today on stream, how much training points should I go into Most Feared with? Because they're like thinking about a Most Feared training reroll, because we've had a Most Feared training reroll in the past right here. I'm not going to give you a number because everybody's different with the amount of currency they have, the amount of money they put into the game. I will say coins are generally king, okay? Now, there is a potential for the market to go up, but I would say, 4 to 5, 9 out of 10 times, the market just about stays steady when new content comes out and there's a training reroll for it, okay? We've seen once in a while, we've seen the market go up slightly, then come down after a couple days with the new stuff and content coming out. And that very well could happen. It really depends. Of course, again, pack odds drive everything around us. And if EA gives us like most feared packs that have awful odds and they're not giving us anything there, then we're going to be using old cards to roll through training to get the new content, which would end up raising the market and the prices on cards. Do you get what I'm saying? Because they're not giving us new cards that we can use, and the market and the packs aren't generous. Therefore, we have to use old cards. Okay, so that's what we're looking at, right? Thinking and knowing what EA is going to do is a fool's errand. Only EA knows what to do, and I'm guessing they have it separated enough by department. They're the pack odds people and the economists. It's their clique. It's the Jets, and then the people that are making the card art, the Sharks, and they just fight each other. And they snap at each other, and they tie each other's arms together and try to stab each other. It's wild, yeah. You guys don't even want to know. But that's the market dynamics we're looking at, okay? Understandably complicated, but in a base sense, supply and demand is not too bad at all, just to know. And that's kind of what we're looking at for most feared. I hope that helps there. I hope I explained it for treats, because, like, if they bring in an alternate currency, you're holding training, and we don't know if we're going to get a training reroll or we're going to get a treat reroll. So, like I always say, you're safest with coins. Yeah, once in a while, you could get screwed over, and maybe prices rise on cards, and the coins weren't as good to hold on to as training. But, again, 4 to 5 out of 10 times, that ain't it. And coins are king, and they will generally always stay king. So, that's my breakdown of most feared. I hope you guys understood that. I do want to talk about the free card this week. It is Derrick Henry, so I'm glad they're back to bringing free cards for Superstar KO. Just go into the mode. I'll show you how to get there and everything for Superstar KO. Log in right there. It's pretty nice to get, like, either a card for your squad. Derrick Henry is an absolute monster, or this for the training, right? KO NAT 87 overall. Derrick Henry. 87 overall. Derrick Henry. This dude is a monster. I think he's getting a most feared card, and I don't want to do any. I don't want to have any part of it. I hate it. Derrick Henry is. I'm glad people have gone away from Derrick Henry because they didn't have like the highest overall, and people are they are overall sluts. But if he gets the most feared card, if he gets like a 93, 94 overall, and then people start running with him, it's awful. The ground game is actually super good, but I'm glad I don't see a lot of runners like doing those single back stretches and stuff, and even I-form RPO stretches. It's bad, dudes. It's really bad. But there you go. There's your Derrick Henry. I think that the run game is underratedly good in 22. So try and get some run D, bros. That's it for Market Monday. Breaking down most feared, talking about the market crash from the weekend, but we all lived through that. Hopefully you guys invested in some cards, sniped some cards mostly. Try and list them here the next couple days. Wednesday is generally a decent day to list because that's when people are looking at cards for Rising Stars and whatnot. I accidentally went too far. Back to that, so let's go back to... I got too much stuff in binder. This is going to be a big sell week. I've been playing way too many games. I've not done enough binder maintenance. So I'm kind of behind the 8 ball here with only 1 million coins. But hopefully that should be raised up to like 3 or 4 by the time most feared rolls around. We got some hard cuts to make, we'll just say. But there you go. Until we meet again, please like, please subscribe. It's free. We're going for 100K by the Super Bowl. We're going to make it, babies. We're all going to make it. See you tomorrow.